guys, welcome back, and today I have got a really quick and fun demo slash review for you, and I am going to be reviewing the Weekend Warrior palette from Colourpop. This is the Amanda Steele and Colourpop collaboration. Hi, I can talk. Now I do want to say that this is a PR product. I did get this from Octoly, which if you don't know about that site and you're a YouTuber or a blogger or anything like that, I think it's just exclusively for YouTubers, but I'll double check and I'll link them down below. You can sign up, and if you meet a certain criteria, you can apply to review products. You just have to do it within 21 days. But I thought this would be a great product to review for you guys because I know the new Colourpop powder shadows have just come out and there's a lot of hype around them. So I thought this would be a good way to get a little bit of a sampling, and it was just some really interesting colors that I normally don't gravitate towards. These are very cool, and you know I love me some warm colors, so I'm just going to do just a simple little look for you with these 4 colors, and so you get to see how they perform, and then I'll just jump into my overall thoughts. So let's get started. All right, so first off, guys, I'm going to take my BRC S03 brush from Coastal Scents, and we're going to go into this shade right here called Chopper, which is a really pretty cream shade. This does have a little bit of satin to it, but I really like it. It's not going to be anything that's going to be crazy, and I have primed my eyes already. I just primed it with my foundation and what am I trying to say? Foundation and concealer. So this shade I really like, even though it does have it's not matte. I do like it as a brow bone shade, and I do like it on the lid. Just know this shade is not going to be anything that's going to really pop. Even if you foil it, you're not going to get any kind of crazy pigmentation all over the place. It's just a very beautiful, subtle cream color. So I'm just going to use that as my base, and I probably will come back in and reiterate it once we've got the other colors down. Now I'm just going to take my Wet n Wild fluffy brush, and we're going to go into this shade called Burnout, which is a beautiful mid-tone gray shade. It's like a brownish taupey gray, but it's really pretty. I've got to say I really do like this color. I think it's one of those wonderful transition shades where it goes on very lightly, but with a more dense brush you can really pack it on and create just more depth of color. I'm just going to throw that on and blend it out with Chopper, just kind of messily putting that on there, and you can see for me it creates a really beautiful soft subtle transition shade. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my BR250 brush with that same color, and I'm just going to deepen it up, and you can see how that color builds. So I'm really liking the looks I've gotten out of this little palette so far, which is interesting because it's not a palette that you would look at and see a look just kind of pop out at you, at least not for me necessarily, because I don't generally wear a lot of cool tones. Trying to do better though, guys. I'm going to deepen that up just a little bit more. Like I said, I like a color, I like a good transition that can go from your lightest transition shade to a nice mid-tone crease shade. All right, now I'm going to go into this shade right here, which is called Throttle, with that same BR250 brush. This is a really pretty kind of like deep purplish brown, and I'm just going to wiggle that right into the deepest part of my crease. I kind of concentrate and deposit the color right on the outer portion of my eye. And again, this color I do find blends really beautifully and builds really beautifully, which is nice because it makes it less intimidating. You're not going to get a crazy payoff at first, but you can definitely build it up to the intensity that you want, which makes it, that kind of shadow is really friendly for beginners. I'm going to go back in with that fluffy brush with no more product on it and just blend these shadows all together. I'm going to blend out Throttle and Burnout up into Chopper. All right, guys, with that same BR250 brush, we're going to go into Harley, which is this beautiful kind of bluish deep forest green. It's really a gorgeous, interesting color. And I'm just going to, again, put this right on the outer portion of the lid. Just kind of smoke it over. We're just building on those colors in the outer portion of the eye. And I did want to do this with foundation on because I did want to show you fallout if I got any, and as you can see, I can barely, no, I don't have any fallout at all, even with these deeper shades, which is very impressive. So I'm putting that Harley shade in the outer V and bringing it over about towards the center of the eye. And I'm just gonna flip that brush from using it this way horizontally to using it vertically and just start blending everything out. And I'm gonna go back in with that BR250, I'm sorry, not BR250, my Wet n Wild Fluffy brush. I'm just gonna pick up a little bit more of Chopper and blend it out. All right, now I'm just gonna take a more dense packing brush. This is the BRC S20, and we're gonna go back into Chopper one more time. I'm just gonna place that right on the inner portion of my lid and blend it back into Harley. Now I'm just gonna take a little tiny pencil brush and we're gonna go back into Throttle, this shade right here. And I'm just going to reiterate my lower lash line, just to add some definition and connect up to my outer V. And just to soften that up just a little bit, I'm going to go back into Burnout with my BRC S06 brush from Coastal Scents. It's going to focus. It's going to focus. And just blend it out. All right, I'm going to finish up my eye makeup and I'll be right back. All right, everybody, so this is the finished look. I just threw on some mascara, some liner. My liner got a little out of control today. You guys know how it is. Threw on some purple pencil liner in my lower lash line. My eyes are watering. What else is new? But yeah, overall, I am loving these shadows. I've got to say, I'm really impressed with how they apply, and I really like the fact that they apply without a big, like, intense color payoff, because I think it's going to make these shadows very universally friendly across the makeup enthusiast spectrums, whether you're a beginner or somebody who is very intensely into makeup and loves doing the more intense, intricate looks. I think you're gonna like these shadows. And again, I've only tried 4 of them, so this is, you know, take this with a grain of salt, but I'm really enjoying the way that they applied and the way they blended. I just think they're great. I have worn this palette several times and I have not noticed any fading of the colors. Now keep in mind, I am a dry skinned individual, so if you are oily skinned, I'm not necessarily sure that that is going to apply to you. So if you are oily skinned and you have tried these shadows, down below, let me know what your thoughts are on them, because I would love to know. I've got to say that I'm really impressed with, even with these deep dark shadows in the palette, these down here, Throttle and Harley. I purposely put my foundation on before because I wanted to see if there's going to be any fallout, and I did not get any fallout with these at all. And you saw me, I was building them up, I was blending it out. I didn't get any fallout at all. And I do notice there is some kick up in the pan, so they are some soft shadows, but if you're used to shadows like Lorac, it's really not going to be anything that's going to bother you. I hardly notice it. I just think these shadows are fantastic. I have been on Colourpop's website and I have seen that they have an entire range of shades. They also have several palettes. Now the palettes are going to retail for $18, and the individual shadows are, you know, ranging from colors and finishes, are going to have a price point of $5. So with the palettes, you are getting a couple dollars off, plus you're getting a palette. So if you're a beginner, if you're somebody that's just kind of, you know, wanting to try these out and you don't have a bunch of, you know, Z palettes lying around, or, you know, you don't like having individual shadows just running around in your collection, I think these palettes are a great deal. Especially the way they've been put together, because from what I've seen, the palettes are very cohesive. You have a complete look. I mean, I have no problems, no complaints about the color selection at all. I think it's very unique and interesting while still being usable and everyday friendly. So it's a good balance. As for the actual packaging itself, it is cardboard and there is no mirror in there, so just be aware. For an $18 palette, that really doesn't bother me, especially since again, you're getting $20 worth of eyeshadows and a palette. I'm not going to throw a big fit that there's not a mirror in there. I know that is a deal breaker for a lot of people. It is a nice heavy duty cardboard. It's got some weight to it, and it's got a nice magnetic closure on there, so I don't feel like this is going to come flying open. It's going to protect the shadows. Plus it's just really, really cute. It is a little bit on the bulky side, but that doesn't bother me. And then you do have the names on the back. So overall, for performance, for wear time, for the price point, for the packaging, I really, really am enjoying this little palette, and I'm really interested to try more of these shadows, because if they are like this, I think they're going to be just a great option, affordable option for people out there that want to build their collections or want to try some new colors or some different textures and play around, and you know, can't afford to go out and buy an Urban Decay palette or a Too Faced palette. I think this is going to be a great option. I think that they are very comparable to the Makeup Geek shadows in how they perform and wear throughout the day. And again, they've got an amazing array of colors. So again, take it with a grain of salt. I've only tried 4, but from what I've tried, I'm really, really liking these eyeshadows, so I'm very impressed. And I did just swatch them out on my hand. So that is Chopper Burnout, which I love. That is such a great cool toned transition shade. Harley and Throttle. So I think this is a well thought out palette. I love the price point. I love the quality. I've got nothing bad to say. So if you were interested in spending $18 and trying one of these palettes from Colourpop, I would say go ahead and do it, because it is just a really impressive product so far. But guys, you know, I'm always interested to hear your thoughts. I want to hear what you think about these shadows, if you're interested in them, if you're going to pass, if you love them, if you've tried them and you hate them. Be sure to let me know down below, because I love hearing from you guys. But yeah, guys, that is the video and demo. And my video I wanted to suggest to you guys today is from a makeup channel here on YouTube, and her channel name is called Make Up Your Mind. I cannot remember her name because I am horrible, but I love her. She is a Canadian beauty blogger and vlogger. She just does awesome looks, reviews. She is not afraid of color. PETA is about to knock over my other light. He's just knocking over lights today. I don't know what he's doing. But she is fantastic. She's fantastic, and she just did a video tutorial on how to do a wing for hooded eyes. As you can see, the struggle is real. If you've got hooded eyes, the struggle is real. I struggle with it every single day. So I loved her video. It was very concise, to the point. She gave you tips. She gave you product. Are you done? Are you gonna stop knocking over lights? Yeah? Okay. All right. Little butthole. But she is fantastic. So I'll link that channel down below. I'll put her name down below too, since I'm horrible and can't remember it right now. But go check her out, leave her some love. And yeah, guys, that's all I've got for you today. Thank you so much for hanging out and talking about makeup with me. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Have a rockin' week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.